Good morning, everyone. Inshallah, today I'm going to explain to you how we are going to add and subtract mixed number. So we have a rules to explain this questions, which means both it will be work with adding and subtracting. So the conditions, it will be finding the common denominator, and then we will add. So when we look at 5 and 10, 5 and 10, look at the greater number, so the greater number can be divisible by 5. Then we can make both of them equal 10. Then we will multiply 5 times 2, and then we will multiply 4 times 2. Now the answer, it will be equal to 8 over 10 plus 3, 1 over 10. In this case, we have already same denominator, so it's easy to add. 2 plus 3 equal 5, and then 8 plus 1 equal 9, and we have the same denominator, which is 10. Then we have to simplify. Look at, so we said the first step, we will find a common denominator, then we add, and then we will simplify. Then look at the questions from the beginning. I have 1 over 5 over 9 plus 4, 1 over 6. This is another question. Then look at the denominator now. I have 6 and I have 9. 9 is not divisible by 6, so, but we can make both of them equal 18. So I have to multiply 6 times 3 and 1 times 3. Then I have 1, 10 out of 18, and 4, 3 over 18. Let me say something here. If you don't know how you can find the number for 18, from where we got 18? From the multiplication table, right? So we can say 3, 6, 9, table 3, I'm sorry, 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, and so on. Then we can find 6 and 18, or we can use the information which we studied already in grade 4. Then we can make 9 divided by 3 equals 3, divided by 3 equal 1. For the second one, I have 6 divided by 3 equals 2, divided by 2 equals 1. Then I'm going to rearrange them, so I have 9. It will be equal 3 multiplied by 3, and 6 equal 3. I don't have one more 3, so I'm going to leave a space, and then multiply by 2. Then I'm going to calculate the least common multiple. The least common multiple, you are going to choose one from each column. So I'm going to choose 3 from the first column, 3 from the second column, and then 2 from the third column, which means it will be 3 times 3 times 2. Okay, then this is 3, and then it will be equal 18. Okay, then 18. 9 to reach 18, we want to multiply by 2. 6 to reach 18, we will multiply by 3. Okay, then we are going to multiply for numerator and denominator together. And for the second one also, By the end, we are looking for the same denominator. So this one equal 18 and this one equal 18. Okay, then we will find the answer. So the answer, it will be equal 1 plus 4, it will be equal 5, and we have 13 over 18. Notice here that 13 over 18 is not improper fraction, so this is in simplest form. Okay, then we are going to leave it the same. This is another question. Let me say something before we will start. Look at 5 and 6, it's already in simplest form. Look at 2 and 1 over 3. 6 and 3, you will ask yourself at the beginning, 6 can divisible by 3? Yes. Then we are going to keep 6 the same, but we will change this one to become equal 6. So I'm going to multiply by 2 for the numerator and the denominator. Okay, then we will multiply both by 2. So as I said, first step, even if you are working with adding or subtracting, you have to look for the denominator. If the greater one can divisible by the smaller one, then we are going to choose. If they are totally different, we can multiply them together, or we can find least common multiple by using least common multiple by using factorize like the previous question. So in this question, as I said, we are going to continue. I have 6 and 3. Then we are going to keep the first one the same, and we will change the second one to multiply by 2. So now we have 8 and 5 over 6 minus 2, 2 over 6. Now we will subtract. So we have 8 minus 2, it will be equal 6, and then we have 3 out of 6. Now, take care. I said we have to find the answer in simplest form. So it should be 6 and 1 over 2. Okay, then let's move to another question. In this question, I have 2, 1 over 3 minus 1, 2 over 3. Okay, you have to note something very important here. What do you notice, my dear students? We have 1 minus 2, right? If this one will, uh, we can answer it 1 minus 2. Okay, it could be by a negative number, but we want to make the first one greater than the second one. So what we have to do, we are going to borrow 1 from 2, then 2, it will be equal 1. L1 which it will give it to us should be, look at the denominator here, so it should be 3 over 3. Then 3 over 3, it will be now, I have 4 over 3 minus 1 and 2 over 3. Then we have 2 and 1 over 3 minus 1 and 2 over 3. As I said at the beginning, we have to look at the numerator. Here in this case, I have both have the same denominator. So it seems like we don't have a problem. But look at the numerator. So we have 1 minus 2. Then 1 minus 2, we are going to borrow 1 from 2. Once you are going to borrow 1 from 2, then the answer, it will change. How it will change? As I said, we will borrow 1, and then this one equals 3 over 3, which means the 1 now it will become 2, now it will become 1, and L1 which we will borrow, it will be 3 over 3, and then we will add it to the original number, which it was 1 over 3. Okay, then now if I want to simplify all of this, so the number, it will be equal 1, because this one 3 over 3. If you have a denominator, equal 3, so you have 3 out of 3. If the denominator was 4, so it will be 4 over 4. If the denominator 5, 5 over 5, and so on. So to make it easy for yourself, you can say I have 1, and then you can add numerator plus denominator directly to the answer. It will be equal 1 and 4 over 3. Okay, then to simplify all of this, which it was 1 plus 3 over 3 plus 1 over 3. This is from where you have this number, because we already changed 3 out of 3, and we changed it to make it 1 and 4 over 3. This is minus 1 and 2 over 3. Now we will start to subtract. So now we don't have any problem. The first number is greater than the second number, and we have the same denominator. I have 1 minus 1, it will be equal 0. And then 4 minus 2, it will be equal 2 over 3. Okay, and it's already written in simplest form. Then, in this case, as I said, we have to check many things before you will start. You have to check if already you have same denominator. Okay, you pass this step. You have the numerator is smaller than sorry, the first number is smaller than the second number, so we have to borrow. This is in case if we will subtract. Okay, then how you are going to change it? You will borrow one, and directly in a quick way you can add a numerator plus its denominator to make it equal 4 over 3, as I said, and then we will subtract and we will find the answer. This is another question. Please try to think about the answer. I have in the first one I have 8, in second one I have 12. Let me ask you a question. 8 and 12, where is the bigger number? It's 12. 12 can divisible by 8? No. So we have to find a least common multiple. If you already memorized the table, so you can discover that we can find 8 and 12 in common number between them is 24. So we have to change 8 to becomes 24 and 12 to becomes 24. But in this case, I'm going to help you to find the least common multiple. Then you can make factorize for 8. It will be divided by 2 equals 4, and then divided by 2 equals 2, and then divided by 2 equals 1. For the second, I have 12, so we can divide it by 2 and take care that all these numbers should be a prime number. It will be equal 6 divided by 2 equals 3, and then divided by 3 equals 1. Okay, we are going to find the least common multiple. Then for 8, I have 2 multiply by 2 multiply by 2. For 12, it will be equal 2 times 2. I don't have more 2, so I'm going to leave a space, times 3. Now we are going to find the least common multiple, right? Then we will take 1 from each column. So this is the answer by details, times 2 times 2 times 3. Now it will be equal 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 3 equal 24. Right? So the least common multiple is 24. Then we can, from the top two, don't take a long time to answer. I have already, so we can select the numbers. So I have 2 and 2, so I'm going to nominate one from them. I have 2 and 2, I'm going to nominate one from them. But those two, they are not partners, so I'm going to take both of them, so I have 2 and 3. And then we will multiply all of these numbers together, so we have 24. So by any way, if you want to write the numbers by details, if you want to use them from the columns, if you want to already you memorize the table, so you will find the closest number to make both the two numbers are the same. It's up to you. Okay, then after that we will back to the original question. So I have 8 and I have 12. Then what we have to do here, I want to make both of them like the same base, which is the same denominator, which is 24. So I can write 5, and then I'm going to put 24 minus 4, and then I'm going to put 24. Then 24 divided by 8, it will be equal 3. 3 times 3 equal 9. So we will go up denominator divided by denominator, which is 24 divided by 8 equal 3 times 3 equals 9. 24 divided by 12, it will be equal 2 times 11 equal 22. Now we have same denominator, but we have a problem here. You can note the problem that the first number is 9 and the second number is 22. Then, as I said, we can borrow a number from here, so it will be equal 4, and then I can add those two numbers together. So the denominator should be the same, and 9 plus 4 will be equal 13. 3 and carry 1, so I have 33 minus 4 and 24, and in that one I have 22. Then we will start to subtract, which means I have 4 minus 4, it will be equal 0, and then I have 24, and 33 minus 22, it will be equal 11. Okay, so in this case, we found at the beginning, we found the least common multiple for 12 by factorizations. And then we put 24 divided by 8, and then we continue denominator with denominator. You will divide, and then you will go up by multiplication, and then the same, and then we simplify. We discover a problem that this one was 9 and this one is 22. Then 9 is less than 22, which means it will be 33 minus 22. It will be equal, because we changed this one. As I told you, we have a quick way. You will decrease this number 1, and then you will add numerator and denominator, because the ones which you borrowed, it was 24 over 24. Then in a quick way, decrease this one, it will be 4, and then add numerator and denominator together. So we have another way. Which way we can use it? We can forget all of this, and we can change the two denominators from the beginning to make both of them equal 24, which means we have already 8 and 12, so I can multiply the first here. 8 to be 24, I'm going to multiply it by 3. 12 to be equal 24, I'm going to multiply it by 2, and then we will change both of them to make both have the same denominator, right? Then from the beginning, once you discover that this one was 3 and this one was 11, so we will change, we will decrease this one 1, and then we will add numerator and denominator to make it 11 over 8, and then this one is 11 over 12. So as I said, we will change both of them to make both of them equal 24, and then we will make the same. By the end, we have the answer equal 11 over 24. So I explained in front of you different ways to add or to subtract the mixed number. The way which you prefer, you are going to use it. By the end, we have the same answer. So this is another type of questions, which is 8 minus 3 and 3 out of 4. So the first number is integer number, right? So we are going to make the same, which is I'm going to borrow 1 from this number, so it will be 7. And look at the denominator here is 4. to the number which we are going to borrow, it will be the same, 4 out of 4 minus 3 and 3 out of 4. Then 7 minus 3, it will be equal 4 and the same denominator which is 4, and 4 minus 3, it will be equal 1. Already it's written in simplest form, so no more steps. What about this question? Oh, 7 minus 1 and 1 over 2. This is integer. Then look at the denominator here is 2. So I'm going to decrease this one. So it will be equal 6. And then the one which we will borrow, it will follow the same denominator, numerator and denominator. Because 7, it will change into 6 plus 2 out of 2, right? Then we will change it to make the mixed number minus 1 and 1 out of 2. In this case, we already have the same denominator. So 6 minus 1, it will be equal 5. And this is 2. And 2 minus 1, it will be equal 1. So this is the second type of questions which we can find it when we will subtract integer minus integer minus mixed number. So we have to change both to make mixed and mixed. Look at the denominator, should be the same. Then was our lesson today about how we will add or subtract mixed number.